I feel like I need to do a follow-up video to the one that I just put up, the Somewhere Over the Rainbow, because that was not the original title. And the first time I tried to publish it, the title was Corey and Emery Together. And I also had a link to a video in the description that had to do with a whistleblower named Cody Snodgrass, who, when he came out, it's amazing that he was still alive, because they tried to kill him several times, and he was working as an assassin and really highly involved in domestic terrorism with the CIA, or working for the CIA, or he would get assignments, or I'm not sure how it was. But he actually turned down some jobs because he just couldn't do it. He just, he had too much of a conscience. So then my second title was Charlottesville Has an Underground Base. Because, in the video, they were talking about, that Charlottesville has an underground base, and so it really got me thinking that we have a, what is it? Well, it's like military industrial complex here in Charlottesville, just north of town. And it's a highly secure place where people that work there are, they can't talk about what they do. And somebody that I know had a boyfriend who worked there, and he was actually doing some kind of work in Afghanistan at some point, but he wasn't military. But he couldn't say anything about what he was doing. So it wouldn't surprise me if, underneath that complex there is some kind of underground covert stuff going on. But this is a great book. Judy Wood is a professor of forensic engineering, and I never knew what forensic engineering was, but she teaches a course in how to start with the end result of something that happened, like a plane crash or whatever. And so I've had this book for over 2 years. I like to put the title, the date in the book when I get it. And this basically, I think of it as a textbook of her analysis of what happened. And there was no actual seismic footprint of the building when it collapsed, so it wasn't pancaked down on itself. And so she's come to basically the conclusion that it was a energy weapon of some kind, and possibly from satellites in space. There's a really dynamic chapter here about the jumpers and the eyewitness accounts, and the overall theory that they were actually being microwaved, and that's why so many of them jumped. And you could see people hanging out the building and trying to take their clothes off, and if they were being cooked from the inside out, they would be trying to take their clothes off. So, I mean, there were so many horrific things that happened that day. It's almost becoming like a vague memory for a lot of people. But I really feel that eventually the truth is going to come out about all this. And the truth is going to come out about a lot of different things. But I'm so glad I got this book when it came out. And Dad read it. He was actually pretty amazed by it. He read the entire thing cover to cover, and he knows about building and metallurgy and things like that, and he was absolutely fascinated by it. So I think he read a whole lot more of it than I ever did. But it's a fantastic book. I mean, look how big this book is, and it's all about the science of what happened that day. And it's not the speculation, it's the evidence. And so this is a textbook. But I will leave it here. I'm not going to talk too much about this right now, but it is really just an amazing, I mean, look at the hot spot that was there after, 9/11. On the 16th, it was still like a furnace going on. So talk to you later.